once again.
Yeah, you'll have to enable it. You've not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, once again, good morning, everybody, and thanks for joining us for this webinar. This is the second phase of the YouTube webinar that we have started since the lockdown. And the second topic that we have today is how can mechanization and technology innovation help the agricultural value chain in India? And I'm very happy to say that we have been joined by Ms. Gauri Kumar, who is an IAS officer and former Secretary of Government of India. Thank you, Gauriji, for joining us today on such a short notice. It is for the participants, just to tell you that Gauri Madam is joining us from London. And I'll request Rupal to introduce Gauri Madam later. Also, welcome to all the other panelists, Dr. Darshan MB, who's Assistant Professor from University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore, Sunita Metiji, who's a farmer and a budding entrepreneur from Bagalkot, and Dr. Manjunath HT, who is the Chief Manager from Bharatiya Vikas Trust. On behalf of the complete Selco family, we welcome you, Gauri Madam, and thank you so much for joining today. Rupal, over to you. Audible.
Done a master in public administration from Harvard University. She is Master of Science in Mathematics from Lucknow University and was the awardee of 7 gold medals by Lucknow University based on various criteria. Mrs. Kumar has worked in various capacity in Government of Gujarat and Government of India. She was Industry Commissioner, Government of Gujarat, and served as Principal Secretary and for Industry and Mines and Principal Secretary, Urban Development and Urban Housing Department in Government of Gujarat. She has also served as Secretary, Higher and Technical in the state government. She was the state government's nominee chairperson on the board of director of Gujarat Industrial Development Corporation, Gujarat Mineral Development Corporation Limited, Gujarat State Finance Corporation, and many more. While on deputing to Government of India, she served in the Ministry of Finance, Department of Economics Affairs, Banking Division, and as the Director General, National Institute of Fashion Technology. Minister of Textiles. She also worked as Additional Secretary and Financial Advisor, Ministry of Environmental and Forests, Special Secretary, Ministry of Mines, Secretary, Ministry of Home Affairs, and Ministry of Labor and Employment. She was the nominee director of Government of India on the board of National Aluminium Corporation Limited, State Bank of Mysore, Vijaya Bank, State Bank of Patiala, besides employees. Provident Fund Organization employs State Insurance Corporation, Central Pollution Control Board, Wild Institute of India, and Indian Council of Forestry, Research and Education. She represented Government of India on the governing body of International Labour Organization. She retired as Secretary, Coordination and Public Grievances in August 2015 and is currently serving as member Public Enterprises Selection Board since 28 September 2015. We welcome you, ma'am. Our next guest, Dr. Darshan MB. Dr. Darshan is an assistant professor, Department and Agriculture Engineering from College and Agriculture Engineering, GKVK, Bangalore. He completed his BTech, MTech, and PhD in Agriculture Engineering with a specialization of post-harvesting technology. We welcome you, sir. Our next guest, Dr. Manjunath HT. Dr. Manjunath completed his BSc, MSc, and PhD in Agriculture Economics. He has 14 years of experience in sustainable agriculture livelihoods, Currently, he is working as a chief manager in Bharatiya Vikasana Trust. We welcome you, sir. Our next special guest, Sunita Meti. She's a very promising farmer and an entrepreneur from Bagalkot. We welcome you, ma'am. Over to Manjunath, sir.
Thank you so much, Rupal. So once again, I welcome you, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you in this morning here. I know it's very short time and you agreed. Thank you so much for that. So today's webinar is we are focusing more on the mechanization and technology innovation. The topic is how can mechanization and technology innovation help the agricultural value chains in India? So I would like to invite and request Gaudin ma'am to share this keynote address for this webinar.
Good morning to you all, and thank you, Dr. Manjunath and Rupal. I met Rupal accidentally in another webinar, and her passion got me here. So thank you very much for having me here with all of you. We think of farmers as they, so it is we versus they. What can we do for them? So I would like to change our thinking process and suggest that we feel that, suppose we were going to work as farmers and conventional agriculture. So let's start examining. So, we were going to set up this enterprise called conventional agriculture. And so when you look at it as an entrepreneur, what will you look at? You will look at its intrinsic viability. Now, is agriculture in the current form intrinsically viable? What value will you put for your own labor? And if you were to put a value which is really you believe you are capable of, then maybe it's not viable. So what do I look at? I look at what does the government give me? The government gives me subsidy for fertilizer. The government gives me income tax exemptions. The government gives me the irrigation subsidy. Now, if you look at all of that, and you look at the kind of subsidies that we are getting, I think many of them are inverse subsidies. The fertilizer, urea, may not be needed in many places. Most of you, I believe, come from the southern part, where urea usage is so low, notwithstanding the fact that it is given at such huge subsidy. Whereas up north, those of you who are from the northern side would realize that here the situation is very different, because the farmers are not really so educated and so sanguine that they differentiate between what is coming for free or less value compared to what value it gives on the land. Let us look at the supply chain, the forward and the backward linkages for the farmer. So, he has a lot of intermediaries. He has these seed companies, he has these fertilizer companies, all of them driving the products at them. You look at his perishability of his product, seasonality of his product. You look at his risk profile. You look at the wild fluctuations in the prices, when the season is there and season is not there. And you would wonder, if I were setting up an enterprise, is this really an area that I really want to go into? The sort of risk that he has of nature's fury, it is Bhagwan Bharose. I shudder to think what kind of very risk-averse people can do farming, or they do farming because they know nothing better, because they feel that that's where I've been all my life. And thank God for such people, because they are doing farming in such adverse circumstances where the viability is not there, where the risk is so high. You have fragmented small holdings again up north. You have a regulatory environment. You can't export it. You can't sell it in many places, maybe outside of EPMC, Agriculture Produce Marketing Committees. So, you know, how do we change that? Because without them, without agriculture, without self-sufficient India, without that green revolution that we had, and the next revolution that we need to have to keep the farmers where they are and keep them happy, keep them profitable, make it worth their while. So what all has been done? You know, people like Selco, and I'm very happy that Selco is doing some excellent work in alternative energy, in green energy. And through green energy, you're also trying to work on bringing in mechanization, bringing in a lot of technology, which is hitherto not there with the farmers. So let's look at what has been done. So agro-industry, value addition, cold chain. I think there's a lot of emphasis on cold chain, on farm gate infrastructure. And along with cold chain and warehouses, there is a system of warehouse receipts. You know, because I put my produce in the warehouse and I don't have the money to buy my next season's requirement. Because if I sell it during the season, my realization, my sale realization is very poor. So I want to wait till the off season to be able to get good money for my hard-earned produce. And if I do that, and my produce is lying in a warehouse, I don't have the money for my day-to-day expenditure. So there is a system of warehouse receipt which is tradable. You can trade that receipt. But you know, many of these things which have been done, we were talking of soil card. You know, make it scientific. How much of manure to give, when to give. Now, the farmer doesn't have the wherewithal to be able to link up with all of these. We talk of integrated agriculture. What does integrated agriculture mean? We understand that agriculture by itself may not be viable. So what do? You add to it dairy, you add to it animal husbandry, you add to it horticulture crops, you add to it plantation crops, which are cash crops, you add to it fisheries, aquaculture, you know, then only. So I think as people, as this set of people who I'm talking to today, and I'm very happy to be here, and that's why I made time today, you know, we need to really think that if we were them, will we be in farming? How do we make it worth their while to be in farming? What do I do in terms of Uberization? You know, Uberization is a concept where the farm implements which individual small farmers, marginal farmers cannot afford. But you collect, like Uber aggregates the demand, aggregates the supply and matches the two. So, you know, can we do a similar sort of a thing for farm implements, for equipment, etc.? Uh, can we have a farmer produce organization, which again aggregates for sales, which also maybe works with the warehouse receipts to give immediate liquidity to the farmer? So, what do I see as a great opportunity in this pandemic hit era? And I see the great opportunity as all these returnee tech savvy uh, fellows, executives, who are coming back to the hinterland, who are coming back to their villages, who are coming back to their small cities, because now they can work from home. And also, some of them may be jobless in big cities and they can't afford the rent and the living expenses in a big city. So, many of these people are back in the small cities, they're back in the villages, they're back in the towns, staying with their parents, staying. Now, what opportunity does it give us? It gives us people who can understand technology, who can help internalize the technology, who are there to train the farmers, to help the farmers, to equip the farmers to be able to use the technology which you are producing. So, in summary, I would say convergence. Very important to have convergence of all their efforts. And I noticed Selco doing it, and that's why I'm so excited about what you are doing, and that's why I'm here. You can't sequence things, unfortunately. You know what happens is we try to sequence things. We say first we'll give them technology, then we'll give them the market, then we'll tell them how to produce. No, it can't happen like that. You have to actually converge your entire offering and make transformational changes. Those transformational changes can only be made, and we are talking of nothing less than transformational changes. If we are talking of such committed people, like the entire set of people that you all are there. Rupal is an example, and I really liked. And then I heard about Selco, and I learned about Mr. Hande and the work that all of you are doing. Now, it is about rural economy. It's not just about agriculture, it is about fisheries, it is about so many things. It's about all the government schemes which the farmers are not able to use. How do we present all these schemes to the farmers in a way that they can understand, that they can use, in a way that it is sustainable? The ownership is that of the farmer. You know, a number of times I feel the NGOs do not do capacity building of the users. We need to do capacity building of the users so that they are ready to take over from day one. They know it is ours. We have to run it. The NGO is here only for some time to help us, but they're going to go. They can't be here for all times to come. So how do we do the capacity building of farmers? How do we equip them to understand what are the government schemes in a simple way, make them accessible to them? How do we help them with Uberization? How do we help them with farm gate infrastructure? How do they create farm gate infrastructure? And if you have such a big vision, which is a transformational vision, and if all of you with all your passion, your hard work are there, you would want to transform the lives of the quality of life of all the small and marginal farmers too. Now, if you want to do that, you can't do everything by yourself. You need collaboration. So after convergence and sustainability comes collaboration. How do we collaborate with other organizations which are in a similar area? You know, when we talk of technology, it's very interesting. I find number of companies, one company I was in touch with, which actually uses blockchain technology. Yeah, blockchain technology used to seem to us very far. It was, we didn't think blockchain technology can be used. Artificial intelligence can be used, IoT, Internet of Things can be used in agriculture, but it's all being used. We need to find those people, we need to create user-friendly, farmer-friendly apps so that the rural economy can be catalyzed. So with all of you, with all the passion, with all the hard work, with all the commitment, and with all the vision for a transformational change in the rural economy, I see you as agents of transformational change. I see you as people who can actually leverage the technology. Technology is only a tool. um, Mechanization is a tool, but I should know how to use it to be able to change my life as a farmer. So I would urge you to think like the farmer, to be in your mind the farmer, and then say, okay, what is it that I need? How do I use this? I don't have the skill set. How do you connect me with people who have the skill set and empower me, enable me, capacity build, do my capacity building, develop my capacity so that tomorrow, when the NGO is no more there for handholding, I can still run, I can dream, I can do what all of us wish our farmers to be doing, wish our agriculture to be doing. Um, let's not look at them just as Annadata. Annadata is a way where I'm looking at them as consumers. Let us look at them as us. Let us look at them as one of us, without whom we can't talk of an Atmanirbhar Bharat or a self-sufficient economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for setting the very nice context on our current agriculture sector. And the way you really put a lot of things on us. So say, for example, how it is really important to building the ecosystem, and you nicely covered all the labor, the HR, the capacity building requirement, market linkages requirement, all these policies and all. Thank you so much for that keynote address, ma'am. And So let us start one small session. We have our two panelists here. So one is from Madam Sunita Mehti. So let us hear. So because what is happening in the field also we should what type of the models are really emerging when it comes to the agricultural mechanization, when it comes to the lot of innovations. So today we have Sunita Mehti. So let me speak with her and let me get insight from her, what exactly is currently happening at the field. Madam Sunita Madam, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನನ್ನ ಧ್ವನಿ? Hello.
ಸುರೇಶ್ ಅವರೇ ಸುನೀತಾ ಮೇಟಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Yes. So Manjunath, Dr. Manjunath will ask questions to Sunita ji in Kannada, and she will also speak in Kannada, and further I will translate what is her views and what is her reply.
Madam, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನನ್ನ ಧ್ವನಿ?
Sir, namaste sir.
Namaste madam. So Sunita, she is from Sunaga village in Bagalkot district, and northern hails from northern Karnataka, and she has 4 acres of land and practicing organic agriculture. In that 4 acres of land, in that piece of land, she is cultivating turmeric as well as the sugarcane, and she is known for organic produce, and then she is manufacturing and the both organic turmeric powder as well as the jaggery. So madam, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಪರಿಚಯ ಕೂಡ.
ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಪರಿಚಯ ಸರ್, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಸುನೀತಾ ಮೇಟಿ ಅಂತ, ಊರು ಸುನಗರಿ, ತಾಲೂಕು ಬೀಳ್ಗಿ, ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಬಾಗಲಕೋಟ್ ಸರ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ ನಾವು 4-5 ಜನ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್. 2 ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಅಜ್ಜಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿಯವ್ರು, 5 ಜನ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ?
ಕಲ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಇದು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ. ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು?
ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ದೊಳಗೆ ನಾನು ಸಾವಯವದೊಳಗೆ ಅರಿಶಿಣ ಇದೆ ರೀ, ಕಬ್ಬು ಇದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ರಾಗಿ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಶೇಂಗಾ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ತರಕಾರಿ ಇದೆ, ಬಾಳಿ ಇದೆ ರೀ.
ನೀವು ಅರಿಶಿಣ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಬ್ಬು ಬೆಲ್ಲನ ಸಾವಯವ ಕೃಷಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಪಟ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಹೇಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್, ಹೇಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಯ್ತು ಅದು?
ಅದು ಹೇಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಯ್ತಂತ ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಹುಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಹಳ ಇದು ತೊಂದರೆ ಅನ್ಸಾಕತ್ ಸರ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಿಗತ್ತ, ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧನೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ರೀ. ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬೀಸ್ಕೊಂಬಂದು ಅರ್ಶಿಣ ಪುಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ರೀ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯೋಜನೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರ ಎಲ್ಲಾರ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ನಮ್ಗ ಶೆಲ್ಕೋದವ್ರ ಪರಿಚಯ ಆಯ್ತ್ರಿ. ಆ ಶೆಲ್ಕೋದವ್ರಿಂದ ಸರ್ ಈಗ ನಾ ಶೆಲ್ಕೋದಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನ ಗಿರ್ನಿ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕಂತ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಸೋಲಾರ್ದಿಂದ ಹಾಕೊಟ್ರಿ ಸರ್.
ಸೊ ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧನೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ?
ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧನೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ರೇಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ಈಗ ನಾನು 4,600 ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕೂತೇರಿ. ಈಗ 12 ಕ್ವಿಂಟಲ್ ಅರ್ಶಿಣ ರೀ. ಅದನ್ನ ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮನ್ಯಾಗ 4 ಕ್ವಿಂಟಲ್ ಮಾರಿದಾಗ 80,000 ಸಿಕ್ತಾರ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದು ಬೆಲೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಡಬಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧನೆ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಂತಂದು ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧನೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಸರ್.
ಸೊ ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಆದಾಯ ದ್ವಿಗುಣ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ, ಡಬಲ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ?
ಹ್ಞೂ ಸರ್, ಡಬಲ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್.
ಸೊ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ ಮೊದಲು ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧನೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧನೆ ಮೊದಲು ಹೇಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ, ಈಗ ಹೇಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ?
ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧನೆ ಮೊದಲ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಬ್ಯಾರೆ ಗಿರ್ನಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಂದು ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಸರ್. ಅದು ಹೆವಿ ಆಗಾಕೈತ್ರಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಜಿಗೆ 40 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೆಜಿ ಬೀಸಾಕ ತಗೋತಾರ್ರಿ. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಇದನ್ನ 40 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೆಜಿ ಬೀಸಾಗ 4 ಕ್ವಿಂಟಲ್ ಬೀಸಿರ ಅಲ್ಲೇ 12,000 ಹೋಗತ್ತ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಗಿರ್ನಿ ಹಾಕೋ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಗಿರ್ನಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಅದೇ ಗಿರ್ನಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಪೌಡ್ರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದ್ ಅಂಗಡಿ ತರ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿವ್ರಿ, ಸಣ್ಣದೊಂದು ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ರೀ.
ಸೊ ನೀವೇ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆದದ್ದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಸಂಸ್ಕರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ
NH ರೂಟ್ ಐತಾರ ಮನೆ ಮುಂದಾರಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿವ್ರಿ ಸರ್. ನಾವ್ ಇರೋದ ತೋಟದೊಳಗೆ ಇರ್ತೀವ್ರಿ. ಆ ತೋಟದಲ್ಲೇನ ಮನಿ ಎದುರುಗಡೆನ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿವ್ರಿ ಸಣ್ಣದ. ಅಂದ್ರ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾವಯವ ಉತ್ಪನ್ನಗಳು ಸಿಗುತ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕ್ಯವ್ರಿ. ಜನ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಹೋಯ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಹೈವೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಶಾಪು?
ಹೌದು ಸರ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಕಲಿಸ್ತಂಗ ಸರ್, ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಕ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ರಿ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಬಂದಾಗ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದೇವ್ರಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಮೊದಲು ಸಂಸ್ಕರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ದೂರ ಪ್ರಯಾಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಯ್ತು? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಇವಾಗ ಸಂಸ್ಕರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಯ್ತು?
ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕರಣೆ ಮಾಡಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಸೋಲಾರ್ದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಗಿರಣಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿನಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಮನೇಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಾವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಗಡಿಯೊಳಗೆ ಹಚ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ.
ಸೊ ಸೋಲಾರ್ದು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಆಧಾರಿತ ಮಷಿನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಪುಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಸಿಕ್ತು, ಹಾಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ? ಈಗ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ? ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಗ್ರಾಮಾಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಯೋಜನೆ ಒಳಗ ನಾವು ಸದಸ್ಯರಲ್ರಿ ಸರ್. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸೋಲಾರ್ದ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಹಗಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ. ಈಗ ಈಗ ಮೊದಲಾದ್ರೂ ಮನೆಗೆಲ್ಲಾ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆನೇ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವ್ರಿ ಸರ್, 8 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದನಾದ್ರೂ ರೀ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಸೋಲಾರ್ದಿಂದ ಗಿರಣಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ವಿಚಾರ ಬರ್ತ್ರಿ. ಆಗ ಸರ್ ಕೇಳೋಣ, ಇವ್ರ ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಬೇಕಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಂತ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡಿದೆ.
ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆದಾಯ? ಈಗ ನಾವು ಬರೀ ಆದಾಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ತುಂಬಾ ಖರ್ಚು ಕೂಡ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಣ ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ?
ಖರ್ಚೇನ್ ಬಾಳ ಅಲ್ ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್. ಅದ ಬಾಳ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾ 85 ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟೇನಿ ಸರ್ ದುಡ್ಡು.
ಓಕೆ. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಂದ್ರಿ ದುಡ್ಡು? ಆ ಹಣ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂತು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ?
ಅದ ಹಣ ನಂದು ಕಬ್ಬು ಹೋಗಿತ್ತು ಸರ್. ಆ ಟೈಮ್ದಾಗ್ರಿ ಕಬ್ಬು ಹೋದಾಗ ಕಬ್ಬಿನ ಬಿಲ್ ಬತ್ರಿ. ಆ ಕಬ್ಬಿನ ಬಿಲ್ ಬರನ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟೇರಿ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ. ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಲೋನ್ ಆ ತರ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಲೋನ್ ಹಾಕಿಸ್ಲಿಲ್ರಿ ಆ ಟೈಮ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಮುಗಿದ ನಂತರ ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳ ಯೋಜನೆ ಒಳಗ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ಹಾಕ್ಸಿದೀವಿ.
ಓಕೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರಿ. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಮಾತಾಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ.
Dr. Manjunath, can you ask 2 questions for me from Sunita?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Yeah. The first question is that, does she see herself as a leader? Does she see that what she is doing, others will follow that, so that, more and more people follow her lead? Does she see herself as a community leader? And the second point, that since she is on the highway, I understood most of what she was saying.
Yeah.
Since she is on the highway, she is able to do marketing herself. Does she see formal marketing? Does she see growing into procurement from the local area as a community leader? Can we encourage her to do that? Because we do want to catalyze change. As Selco, we don't want her to be an individual entrepreneur. We want her to be catalyzing change in that area, to transform that area where everybody grows organic turmeric. So please ask.
Sure. So certainly, I mean, she is our champion only. Sunita ma'am, Sunita madam ಅವರು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಏನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ. ನೋಡಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಗಝಿನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮ ಚಾಂಪಿಯನ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗುರುತಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ನಿಜವಾದ ಚಾಂಪಿಯನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೀಡರ್ ಆ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಗಳಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಹೈವೇಯಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಲಿಂಕೇಜಸ್ ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ಮೇಡಮ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಒಬ್ರೇ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಒಬ್ರನ್ನೇ ನೋಡಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬಾ ಸುನೀತಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ನ ಈ ತರ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ತುಂಬಾ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದಿದೆ, ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ನೀವೊಬ್ರು ಚಾಂಪಿಯನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ತರಹದ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಕಿರು ಉದ್ದಿಮೆನ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಕೃಷಿ ಆಧಾರಿತ ಕಿರು ಉದ್ದಿಮೆನ ಬೆಳೆಸುವಂತ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆತರ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಗುಂಪು ಏನಾದ್ರು SHGಗಳು ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳಿದೆಯಾ? ಸೊ ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮಾದರಿ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸುನೀತಾ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಾಕ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸುನೀತಾ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಹುಟ್ಟ ಹಾಕೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್, ಅವ್ರ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್. ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ನೋಡಿ ನನ್ನ ಆಜು ಬಾಜು ಇದ್ದವ್ರೆಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಒಟ್ಟ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೆಳಿತೀರಿ ಅಂತಂದು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಪ್ರವಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದ್ 10 ಜನ ಬಂದಾಗ 4 ಜನ ಬೇಡ, ಒಂದೇ ಜನ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ನಮ್ದು ನಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ ಸಾರ್ಥಕ ಆತಂತ ನನ್ನ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆ ರೀ.
ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಳಿ ಇನ್ನು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ?
ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಏನ್ ಸರ್, ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರ್ರಿ. ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕಂದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು 18ರಿಂದ 20 ಗುಂಪುಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾನು ತರಬೇತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಊರಿನ ಜನರಿಗೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಇದ್ದಾವಲ್ರಿ, ಅವ್ರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತರಬೇತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಈ ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳ ಯೋಜನೆಯಿಂದ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರ್ರಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲಾಗಿ ನಾನು ತರಬೇತಿ ಕೊಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಸೊ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಆನ್ಯುವಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ 18 to 20 ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ SHG ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಈ ತರ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ ಹಾಗೆ?
ನಮ್ ತರ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ, ನಾ ಏನೇನ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಮೆನ್ಸ್ ದೊಳಗ ಇದನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀನ್ರಿ, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಪರಿಕರಗಳನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿನಲ್ರಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಅಳವಡಿಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ ಬಾಜು ಇದ್ದವ್ರು ಒಂದ್ 4-5 ಜನ ಅಂತೂ ಅಳವಡಿಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾರ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ರೀ.
ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ತಗೊಂಡದ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ, ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಗುಂಪುಗಳು ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದಾರಾ?
ಅವ್ರ ಗುಂಪುಗಳನ್ನ ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಾನೇ ಗುಂಪುಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿನ್ರಿ. ಆತ್ಮ ಯೋಜನೆ ಒಳಗ್ ಬರ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ.
ಹೌದು.
ಅದ್ರೊಳಗ ಗುಂಪುಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿನಿ ಸರ್. ಆ ಗುಂಪುಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮ್ ಗುಂಪು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಐತಂತ ಮತ್ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಊರ್ನವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟೇನ್ರಿ. ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊರಿ, ಅದ್ರೊಳಗ ನಮ್ಗ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗತ್ತ ರೈತ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದೊಳಗಂತ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಗುಂಪುಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. So Gauri ma'am, she's already building the capacity of northern part of Karnataka self-help group members, and she's also associated with Atma as well as the local civil society organizations, and she's providing a lot of capacity building program. And happy to share that she's already seeing like 4 to 5 members that are also into this kind of engagements, and they have also emerged as a local entrepreneur.
Thank you Sunita ji. Thank you Sunita.
Thank you madam. Thank you.
ಸುನೀತಾ ಅವರೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸುನೀತಾ ಅವರೇ, ನಿಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸುರೇಶ್ ಅವರೇ,
ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೋಡ ಬಯಸ್ತೀವಿ.
In Gujarat there was a lady called Induben, and she used to make khakras at home, and now Induben khakras is a brand which sells like anything. So we are hoping that Sunita Methi turmeric powder, Sunita Methi jaggery would be available all over the country soon. Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure ma'am. Yeah, Sunita ma'am, ನಾವು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಲ್ಲ? ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತೀರಿ ಸರ್.
Okay, so ನೀವು ಹಾಗೆ ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. Okay, so we have one more analyst, Dr. Darshan. So he is an assistant professor. Darshan, can you hear me?
Yes sir.
Yeah, so this today's topic, we are also discussing, you are also focusing and addressing a lot of issues. So one thing I would like to share with you, say for example, mechanization of small farm has been a major challenge, especially in developing countries like India. So farm mechanization is very much essential to sustain the interest of the local farmers as well. And so mechanization is lot of customized to the local agro economic and social conditions, as well as their cropping pattern. So looking at this current situation, Darshan, because environmental issue will remain, because the current climate change and all, it's not really supporting us. So in that way, could you share with us, ICR, you are from ICR, and Central Institute of Agriculture Engineering is a flagship institute which really working good work, providing lot of engineering solutions, innovation support to the overall prosperity and sustainability of the farming system. So I have one question, what are the major steps you are taking on this technology innovations and interventions to help the different agri value chains in Karnataka? Darshan, can you hear me? Hello, Darshan? Darshan, we are not audible.
I think he went, he has some connection problem.
Darshan, can you hear me?
Good morning, everyone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you
It's
got
audible,
my
sir. It's
question?
audible.
Yes, you got my
Hello?
question?
No.
Hello. Darshan, we can hear you. Please talk. You can.
I think he has gone offline. Once he comes, let us ask him to switch off his video. Maybe then.
Yeah. Darshan, can you hear me?
His mic is still on. Yeah.
Can you unmute him? Yeah. So Darshan, yeah, you can turn off your video, no problem. If your internet bandwidth is not that good, please turn off your video and speak.
Is it audible, sir, now?
Yes, it's audible. Please turn off your video.
Hello. Hello. Is it
No,
now it's audible, sir? Everyone?
yes, audible. ನಿಮ್ಮ
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ
video.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Myself, Dr. Darshan MB, working as a... It's okay, sir, now.
ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ಈಗ?
Yes, please go ahead.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ದರ್ಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್. ಈಗ ಮೆಕನೈಸೇಷನ್, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮೆಕನೈಸೇಷನ್. ಹಲೋ.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Now generally we are working on mechanization. We belongs to a group of agriculture engineering. When we consider agriculture, we can classify agriculture as two things. One has a primary agriculture and secondary agriculture. ಈ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಇದನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಗೋವರೆಗೂ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಮೆಕನೈಸೇಷನ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಗೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ಲೋಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ ಪ್ಲೋ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ತರ ತುಂಬಾ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನ, ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ನಾವು ವಿ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ICR ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಅಂತ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೊಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಟೂ ಮೇಜರ್ ವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. ಒನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಸ್ CI Bhopal, that Central Institute of Agriculture Engineering Bhopal. Another one is CIFET, we call Central Institute of Post Harvest Engineering Technology. CI Bhopal, there will focus on the primary agriculture. As I told, in primary agriculture, first thing it will come as tillage, that land preparation operations will be there, and meanwhile there will be a sowing will be there, then interculture operations will be there, weeding, then also like a plant protection, then harvesting, like that. In secondary agriculture, it is mainly on the primary processing as well as the value addition. ನಾವೇನು ಸಂಸ್ಕರಣೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮೌಲ್ಯವರ್ಧನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೆವಲಪಿಂಗ್. ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ವಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಹೀಗಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವೀಡರ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಗೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಆಟೋಮೇಟೆಡ್ ವೀಡರ್ ಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಈಗ ಮುಂಚೆ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಡೂ ದಿಸ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸರ್, ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಬ್ರಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್, ಯೂರಿಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ಬಿ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಮೆಕನೈಸ್ಡ್ ವೇ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀಡ್ ಡ್ರಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸರ್, ಸೀಡ್ ಡ್ರಿಲ್, ಇದು ಎರಡು ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಂತ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಹಲೋ,
Yes. Go ahead.
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ?
Yeah.
ಮೀನ್ವೈಲ್ ಈಗ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ಗಳು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಬೂಮ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಆಟೋಮೇಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಡ್ರೋನ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಮೀನ್ವೈಲ್ ಡ್ರೋನ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಡ್ರೋನ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೃಷಿ ಮೇಳ ವಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟೆಡ್ ದಟ್ ಡ್ರೋನ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಪುನಃ ರೋವರ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದು ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಈಗ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಟ್ಯಾಮ್ರಿನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಷಿನ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಡಿಕೋಡಿಕೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಸನ್ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಡಿಹಲ್ಲರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಅರಾಕನೆಟ್ ಡಿಹಸ್ಕರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ರಿಲೀಸಿಂಗ್. ನಾವು ಆ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿನ ನಾವು ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ತರ ಈಗ CI ಭೂಪಾಲ್ ಕೂಡ, CI ಭೂಪಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟಿಲೇಜ್ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಗ್ಯಾಜೆಟ್ಸ್ ಬೋತ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೌ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫೋಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಿಸಿಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ agriculture means generally we talk about the resources like land and water, but main thing energy is also very important one.
Yeah.
How we can get
I'll
it
come
energy?
to that, Darshan. Darshan, I'll interrupt you for a while. So
Yes, sir.
see, today's in agriculture context, majority of 86% of our farmers belongs to the very small and marginal farmers. So when it
Yes, sir.
comes to this mechanization and in the industrialization, these small farmers are completely marginalized. So you
Yes.
mentioned you're also developing some sort of machineries, which is very much suitable and adaptable for this, especially the small farmers. Because look at this one example. Just Sunita has only 4 acres of land, and she has adopted this kind of technology, and then she is self-sustained to run an entrepreneur. So similarly, so like how are you? How your developed machineries and other implements are really taking forward and then implementing at the rural areas? Because you mentioned you're also doing this extension, imparting the training program, and from field to the lab, or lab to the field, like that. So how these small farmers are really getting benefit?
Sir, actually, in primary agriculture, as I told, farm implements just like a hand-operated weeders we have developed. We have developed hand-operated weeders. Now we have also developed one hooter. Hooter means that animal scarer. We can animal repellent like that. Okay, that one we have developed small for the small farmers, and also there are some for the irrigation purpose we have pumps, small like solar pumps like that we have. When you come to the post-harvest technology, like processing, we have like a small, like for the small scale farmers, we have developed a small gadgets, like a maize sheller. It's a maize sheller, and also small, just like a groundnut decorticator, small scale for the farmers who are having like around some 2-3 acres like land holdings. And also we have developed coconut dehusker, aracanut. Just for the 5,000 rupees, we have one aracanut dehusker. It can be used for the processing of the machines. Meanwhile, we are also giving some trainings. We are also giving some trainings for this skill development as well as capacity building for the entrepreneurship and as well as the farmers. These type of work we are focusing on in the mechanization part.
Yeah.
This is a thing. Yes.
Yeah, when it comes to this mechanization and all, thank you, Darshan. Like because energy plays a vital role in taking forward these kind of innovations and mechanization technologies to the field. So one last question, like how energy and technology interventions really support agri value chain, different value chains, when it pertains to the small farmers?
Okay. Sir, as I told, land, water, these are all very important. Similarly, energy is also very, very important resource for the agriculture, this one, for the both primary as well as for the secondary agriculture. Okay. Energy means for us what we generally depends on the fossil fuels, generally, because we have to operate a tractor, we depend on the like petrol, diesel or whatever. But these are all too costly. Again, it is all non-renewable source. But we are focusing on the non-renewable renewable energies. That is the like inexhaustible type. We can utilize the solar energy, wind energy, and geothermal energy. Like that we can utilize. Now we are developing some. I told you that Hooter, it operates on the based on the solar only. Now solar traps are there. Solar traps. You have heard about the solar traps
Yep.
for in pest management. We utilize the solar traps. Meanwhile, we have solar pumps for the irrigation purpose. We will use the solar pumps, and for the plant protection again for the to protect the crop from the wild animals or like will you go for the solar fencing. We'll go for the solar fencing. In post harvest technology for drying, we are utilizing the solar dryers. It may be natural or it may be forced one, or otherwise we'll go for the solar tunnel dryers, and we'll use this one automated solar dryers also, like cabinet dryers.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we are also we can see main thing for any this one generation of power in our university also. We have put so many that solar cell solar panels for the generation of electricity. Our hostel is run by that one only. And all our garden lighting, these are all based on the solar lighting only. Solar panel, we'll use solar panels like PVC cells like that. Okay, we'll use. And main now what is the important thing is we have to operate the motors, because motor is the main heart of any machines. For suppose if you want to grinding, if you want to do any decodicator, generally what we need the energy to run the motor, or to means generally what how we will get this force. Either we will get the force by rotating or by the reciprocating mechanism. For these things we need the energy. This generally we focus on fossil fuels, but now we have showing our interest in harnessing the green technology, especially the solar only. We are also developed some solar dryers. We have already developed. We are again we have to focus on that one, means just conversion of solar energy into electric power. Then we have to operate with the help of motors, like 1 HP motor, 2 HP motor, like that. We have, I think Selco, it's a good thing that one I have to highlight that Selco is also doing well on this, especially utilizing this solar energy, and for the generation of power, and for the what for the um, for running the motors, and like that. These motors are a very important part in this, like for the grinding purpose,
Okay.
or for any like decodicating purpose, like that. These are all very helpful.
Okay. So with your all innovations, being a representative of the state agriculture universities and agricultural engineering innovations campus and all, like what kind of message you would like to give because to the farmers like Sunita?
Madam, actually I congratulate Sunita madam, because she's not only entrepreneurship, she's also very good extension active worker, because she's conducting this so many training also. For now they are developing like some value addition for the organic crops they are developing. But now if you go for the electricity by our what there is a no electricity supply in the rural areas, that the 24 hours it is not available. For that reason they have to focus on this green technology, where they can utilize these solar panels for the power generation. Again, also they have to adapt for the new green technologies, like I told. These solar energy based motors they have to utilize for the processing. It may be cleaning, or it may be, because our main focus is there, we have to run some motor, that mechanical, this one, that power should be supplied by this solar energy. Then it will be sustainable. Then it is also eco-friendly also. Government is also giving so many subsidies regarding this. uh, that's why they can utilize our this one technologies, and they can visit our university. It is in Bangalore only. They can visit our universities. We'll also conducting so many training also regarding processing and other thing. We are also developing. They can utilize this platform for the welfare of the farmers.
Thank you, Darshan. Thank you. I'll get back to you.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question
Yes, ma'am.
from him? My question is, I'm very familiar with ICR and IRI. My question is, how do you sell and promote these implements which you are prototyping? How do you also have extension and demonstration? Do you also have, like Selco has champions? He was talking about. So my question is, how do you do this?
Ma'am, actually, we have one system that is called NRDC system, technology transfer. We have the NRDC system. What we'll do after the approval, after getting our university approval, we'll sell our these products through NRDC. Even ICR also now they are doing same. They will go for the patenting, and also they will reach the farmer through the extension activities. Recently, that CIFET Ludhiana, they organized one meeting that is for the entrepreneurship. They have shown their machines. They have shown their machines. Meanwhile, we are also arranging the Krushi Melas. In this Krushi Mela also, we are demonstrate our machines for the farmer. It's a real time this one. They will see this one our equipments in Krushi Mela. They can again we are also have one more mode called technology transfer as well as mass multiplication. In our university, we will develop. If suppose people they want to see our machine, they can visit. If they want to buy that one, they can give the order. We will develop and we'll sell. Like that, we'll focus.
Yeah, my only request is that, ICR can develop things in their labs, but I think collectively the ICR agriculture scientists need to go for applied sales, marketing, mass production. And that should be the focus of ICR. So thank you.
Yes, sir.
So thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Darshan.
Yes, sir.
Looking at this current mechanization also, and day by day, a lot of environmental factors is also affecting the Indian agriculture as well. I think, say for example, many climate smart technologies can't be adopted without introduction of suitable mechanization. And robustness and affordability of the smart technologies is very important, and it's day by day it's like issue when it comes to the developing nations like India. So examples like we have seen this cold storage and all. When it come to this cold storage and all, like building those particular ecosystem and the policies and all, it's very important. So that one thing I wanted to highlight here. And Sunita madam, Sunita madam line ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೀರಾ? Sunita madam?
ಹಲೋ ಸರ್.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಏನ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ ಬಯಸ್ತೀರಾ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಾಗೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ 86% ಜನ ನಿಮ್ ತರ ಹಾಗೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ 5 ಎಕರೆಗಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್, ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಸಂದೇಶವನ್ನು ಕೊಡಕ್ ಬಯಸ್ತೀರಾ?
ನಮ್ ತರ ಇರೋರ್ಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಇದಕ್ಕಾಗ್ಯಾರ ನಾವು ಸಾವಯವ ಮಾಡಿ ಬದುಕೋಣ ಅನ್ನೋದ ನನ್ನ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ರೀ ಸರ್.
ಸೊ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್, ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತೀರಿ.
ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ನೋಡಕ್ ನಿಂತ್ರ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ನಾವು ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ಕೆಡಿಸಿಟ್ಟಿವ್ರಿ. ಮುಂದಿನ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಗೆ ಅಂತೂ ಬಿಡಾಕ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗಲಾರ್ದ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬಂದಿವಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ಉಳಿಸಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡೋಣ ಅನ್ನೋದ ನಂದೊಂದು ಇದರಿ ಸರ್, ಸಂದೇಶ ರೀ ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜನರಿಗ್ರಿ.
ಎಕ್ಸಲೆಂಟ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಸಂದೇಶ ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಮಹತ್ವವಾದದ್ದು, ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So I would like to share, like, what Sunita is sharing here is very important thing. So today, she is already into the organic agriculture. She would like to give that fertile, land to her the next generations as well. So that's really good message, because look at this climate change also. Like, we are also working more on climate resilient development in agriculture. So a lot of technology, and she is a good best model, and she's already into that organic farming, natural farming, and it's a very good model, and she will be a good champion for us as well. So madam, thank you. ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೃದಯಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
Okay madam, thank you so much. So Darshan, are you there?
Yes sir, yes sir.
So what's your last message on this mechanization and technology innovations for small different agriculture value chains?
Sir, that one we have to focus on the small farmers first. We have to focus on the small farmers, because in India that day by day it is all what you call there is a disintegration is there. Okay, we have to focus on the small folding. Meanwhile, we are not much dependent upon the fossil fuels. Now we have to see the new this one advanced technologies like precision farming, utilization of green technologies, artificial intelligence. Like this, we have to focus on these things. And we have to also focus on some platform where we all like it may be NGO, it may be universities, big institution. We have to work together. We have to focus on those things also. Then only we can help the farmers.
So, thank you so much, Darshan.
Yes.
Yeah, Gauri ma'am. So your last message.
Um, I was very happy to be with the Selco people and the network of NGOs that you have. And I think Selco, the last point which the doctor from ICR made, um, there has to be some points where you converge. And Selco can be, I'm hoping and wishing that Selco will be that fulcrum which will get all the partners to come on board. Because the point why I was making that ICR, I'm very familiar with ICR, I've been associated with them. So how do you convert uh, research lab position to functionality? So, and how do you take it to grassroots? How do you make it need based? I think Selco is that very powerful instrument which connects the grassroots to everybody else. So I'm looking forward to Selco playing a stellar role in connecting all these diverse players on a common platform, bring in technology, bring in mechanization, and take it to the farmers. So all the very best to you, and thank you very much for having me in this webinar.
Thank you so much. Certainly, we will keep up your words, ma'am. And then certainly, because you are repeatedly saying that convergence and convergence, convergence. So that's the real requirement in engaging all the multiple stakeholders into that. Because lot of our, especially when it comes to the implementation, the policies and all, it's very, very important component in across the country now. And then without this convergence, we cannot achieve that as well. So there's a thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing more things from you in future as well. Where we will be in touch with you. Thank you so much for joining us today, ma'am. So yeah, so today we are finishing. I mean, the concluding this good webinar. Over to you, Amog, to conclude this session. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
thank you, Dr. Manjunath. Thank you, Dr. Darshan, Sunita ಅವರೇ ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. And finally, thank you, Gauri madam. As you said, yes, we are looking to be that convergent point in bringing all the multiple stakeholders and trying to do something good, something. So we have been, Selco is they've been there in this area for last 25 years, but very little. We also always claim that very little movement has been done, and there is long way to go. This is our endeavor, the endeavor to use to disturb people like you, that we understand from you what is the ground reality at the highest level, and also from Sunita ji, who's at the lowest ground level, where she can tell us both the things, and then really converge, understand what's going on, how to go ahead. And these webinars small are the small things that we are trying to bring convergence. And we will keep in touch with you, we'll keep disturbing you. We need your time, we need your expertise, we need your connections as well, to go deeper into the communities, and also with the policymakers, to understand where Selco can play a positive role. So on behalf of the complete Selco family, I thank you again, for everybody, also for the participants to join us. Any questions that you have, you can send it to my email ID, because we're already 1204 here. Yeah, that's it from our side. Thank you so much. We'll end the webinar here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.